This might possibly be the most insane thing I have ever seen to stop illegal parking, and it comes to us from New York City in the United States. Yeah, welcome back in the channel, parking fans. And New York City thinks they have a way to combat illegal parking, and it is a step up on the old boot, where they boot your car. They think this new technology is going to be the future. Wait till you see this. You're not going to believe it. Let's jump into the video.
The NYPD has a new pilot program. The device is called Barnacle, and it reportedly works exactly how it sounds. Its target, illegally parked vehicles. CBS 2's Alice Gaynor spoke with the manufacturer.
According to the NYPD, these commercial vehicles were parked in residential areas last week in Queens between the hours of 9 p.m. and 5 a.m. So they were slapped with these yellow devices, a barnacle on the windshield.
So there's two giant suction cups that are engaged in a self-contained pump within the barnacle. Basically, it makes it impossible for you to drive because you can't see through your window.
Colin Heffron is executive chairman of Barnacle Parking based out of Edison, New Jersey, and actually invented the device with a friend after getting one too many boots on his car.
So I lived in London for a very long time and got many, many boots. It just seemed archaic to get booted and have to wait all day.
So how do you take a barnacle off? You scan the QR code on the device, put in your license plate information, pay your fines, and then you get a code to punch into the barnacle. It releases, and then you fold it up and drop it off. This woman, who did not want to give her name, was booted in Hell's Kitchen. It's a green boot, meaning it's from the city sheriff or marshal on behalf of the Department of Finance. So if she pays, she can punch in a code and take it off. But she plans to wait for removal assistance, which could take up to 6 hours.
It's fine. I don't have to go anywhere. But if I did, I'd be panicking.
If it's an NYPD boot, though, yellow or blue, it does not have a keypad. We showed her the barnacle.
He might do something drastic, like just try and drive with it.
Other people we spoke to had the same concern.
Some people just stick their heads out the window and just drive with it.
But it's got an alarm and GPS tracking, so police would be notified immediately.
The boot, at least you've got some safety.
But this driver says,
You see some people trying to drive away from it with the boot on, and it's not a mess. It's a big mess.
The NYPD is leasing 4 of these devices for a pilot program to target illegally parked trucks and vehicles. Each barnacle costs $250 a month.
I'm not a driver, I don't own a car, and I never will in this city because, stuff like that. But
that's one way to not get a barnacle on your
No,
car.
that's true. Just take the subway or ride a bike.
In Hell's Kitchen, Alice Gaynor, CBS 2 News.
Yeah, so a barnacle. Where do we start with this one? Lots of good points. You're going to have people Ace Venturaing that right out the window, driving off. Dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. People try to drive off with boots, right? They're definitely going to try to drive off with this. Also, can't you just turn your defrosters on and a heater, a hair dryer? There's so many things that you could do to probably get this to pop off. The company says that it's heat censored and it won't work. You won't be able to get it off. Some people would probably break their windshield because they might think it's cheaper than pay the fines in some cases. Who knows? There's so many things. Prying it off, breaking it, cutting it. There's a lot of ways that I see this having a lot of problems. $250 the city leases it for. If it's a $100 parking ticket, they lease that thing for a month and they only got to write a couple parking tickets for it, slap it on a few people's things. The other problem I see is you punch in your code, you pay your bill, okay, fine, great. You fold it up, and then what? You're supposed to take it back and drop it off somewhere? People are going to take that thing and just chuck it out into the woods. Like, I promise you, they're going to chuck it in the Hudson River. Not a good product, but not a great product. A lot of flaws and a lot of things to think about. Now, people were saying, I read some comments that if you do destroy it or do anything to it, they're going to charge you thousands and thousands of dollars to the credit card, that you put in. But if you never put a credit card in, they'll never have a way to charge you. They'll know what your car is, though, with your tag, and they'll come after you for destruction of property, felony, all that stuff, because it's very expensive. If you did pay your bill legally, legit, and then you fold it up and didn't take it back, you're going to be responsible to pay for it as well. So a lot of things to think about with this thing. The inventor, great idea. I mean, good thinking. The boot is kind of archaic. You got to wait for the police to come and take the boot off. This thing, you can just punch in a credit card. It's an instant way for them to get paid. They don't have to track you down, for the unpaid parking tickets. it's a really good idea. I give them a lot of props for this, but I just see a lot of problems. I don't know. Do you guys think this will work in the future? Do you think this is something that's long-term? Do you think that this will spread and this is a great invention and a product? Or do you see other problems that I haven't thought of? Maybe you guys have some other things that would make sense for this. Leave it down in the comments. As always, I appreciate it. I do read all of the comments. I assure you, I read all of them. Even if I don't have time to respond to all of them, I do read them. So it does really help the algorithm, and I appreciate you guys taking time to leave that quick comment, hitting the like button, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future videos. And until the next one, I will see you guys later.